When it comes to cancer, time is of the essence. The quicker cancer is discovered, the greater the likelihood treatment will be successful. Those chances increase when state-of-the-art instruments are used to pinpoint potential cancer cells. At TissueGnostics, a global firm with offices in Los Angeles, Vienna, Beijing, Taipei, and Brisbane, they are at the forefront of this medical revolution, embracing technology to improve health and save lives.
TissueGnostics is a trendsetter in the field of image and tissue cytometry. We are the one-stop shop for highest solutions in automated microscopy and image analysis using machine learning and deep learning technologies. The origin of TissueGnostics comes from a need. The need of researchers and medical professionals to quantify single cells in tissue environment and understand their interactions in spatial context. Also, the main business of TissueGnostics is development of software for automation of microscopy. It is important to understand that we are not just a software company, we are in fact a manufacturer of medical devices in accordance to the ISO 13485 standard and the in vitro diagnostics regulation.
Utilizing its cutting-edge tissue cytometers, TissueGnostics is placing digital imaging and visual analysis of tissue samples in humans, animals, and plants in the capable hands of artificial intelligence. By doing so, they are reducing time, effort, and the potential for human error out of the equation.
In order to understand what causes cancer in a particular patient, we need to determine the molecular mechanism that causes the disease. This cannot be done by just observing the phenomenon, but we have to look inside the cells and the molecules that are involved. And this requires scanning and analysis of large samples and quantification of molecular markers. So automation and quantitative measurement is key to understanding the mechanisms which are at the basis of precision diagnostics. TissueGnostics provides the tools that allow researchers as well as medical doctors to determine molecular mechanisms with a precision that inspires.
In regards to how TissueGnostics has been instrumental in contributing to our research at the Reagan Institute, we are involved in looking at human tissue in different disease states, diseases such as HIV and COVID-19 in particular in the past couple of years. What we're involved in doing is examining these cell populations by scanning the tissue using microscopes and motorized equipment. And the TissueGnostics platforms give us the ability to, in a very high throughput manner, address these cell populations with different fluorescent markers and examining the identity of these cells, the interaction of these cells, and their genetic profiles.
Throughout the world, researchers are not only turning to TissueGnostics' innovative technology, but their associated software to unravel the mystery of the molecular foundation of life.
The work at TissueGnostics matters because the global impact of our company and its instruments is reflected in thousands of studies and research publications from clients in more than 60 countries on all continents. The prevalence of cancer has been increasing over the previous decades, and it's one of the major reasons in humankind for early death.
Here we are looking at the prostate cancer patients' genomic DNA and looking at and trying to find out the variation in their DNA which are associated with the risk of prostate cancer. We are now expanding this work to identify the functional role of these genetic variations, so we can then convert these genes which are regulated by these genetic variations into biomarker for prostate cancer, or can also use these as therapeutic target for the disease. My own research leads to several innovations. However, I had no previous experience in running it in real life and converting these into a real life products. And my experience at TG will prepare me for the next phase of my career.
By converting a centuries-old practice of look and estimate microscopy to computer-assisted microscopy, TissueGnostics is helping the medical industry meet the 21st century challenges of healthcare. In doing so, they're unlocking new possibilities when it comes to medical treatment and in the process of saving lives, and offering a brighter future for patients diagnosed with cancer.